Beautiful, brave Leos. To save some time, I already shuffled the cards and laid them out. I'm using a Celtic 10 card spread that allows me to look at past, present, and future influences for the week. And as always, I'll be teaching the tarot through each card. So you not only receive your message, but you start to build your own relationship with the cards as well. Because it's all about this channel is using tarot for our benefit and our betterment. And your betterment this week is taking a pause, surveying the landscape around you, and really deciding what is going to make you happy. And if some of the things from the past, including recently, or maybe even in the midst of it now, are making you kind of like have a real decision-making moment for yourself, don't not do it, but just do it with a lot of heart, because I feel like the intellect is trying to get in there, and I understand it because that's been trying to prevent you from really feeling hurt or vulnerable or trying to come to clear decision making and clarity. But right now I need you to just take a pause so you can really figure things out, and I need to kind of get some stuff out of your brain and your heart and your spirit that no longer serves you. So let's get into why I'm saying it. And also too, I'll say this: you got a big wish. Let me just kick it off with that. Instead of the first card placement, I'm going to kick it off in the third card placement, which is the top of the matter in the 10 card spread. It's God's message to me on how to navigate the week. And this is a big deal, this reading, because it's a really shifting point from the way that everything has been going in your life to a new direction. I'm sure it doesn't feel like that, but the reason why it doesn't feel like completely in place, or you're trying to find your footing to the next step, it's because you're still trying to figure out what you want to do. And God and the universe are patient enough to wait. And here we get that reflection here in the in the third card placement is the 9 of Cups. 9 is the completion state. We're rounding up to the minor arcana, the number 10. So one journey of the heart is ending. And the universe and God comes along with the 9 of Cups and say, what's your wish, Leo? What do you really want for your heart? How do you really want your life to kind of unfold in this next kind of chapter that's kind of revealing itself to you? And it's all based on you, not what everybody else says, including your friends and family. We get that next reflection in that 10th card, and the outcome card. It's the 4 of Cups. It's a firm foundation in the area of the heart. But a lot of times in my reflection with the card, it's other people's opinion. How you should do things. Everyone's got a good intention, but at the end of the day, they're your cups, and they're standing there on a firm footing. So you've got to trust that in that decision making, right? Okay, because in that first card placement, the significator, the general gist of the whole reading, we get the 2 of Pentacles. This is exciting energy for being practical and pragmatic to make something materialize in a new way. That's the domain of the Pentacles. It's the earth sign domain, but it's the material world, and including money too, because Leo kind of rules money as a gold coin. So I always have a reflection of the Pentacles, even though you're not that. Okay. And the 2 of Pentacles saying new starts here. And what makes it interesting is the crossing card that's not allowing the 2 for you to make those new starts, or really fully believe in those new starts, or plan for them and have a practical approach, is the 10 of Pentacles. So the 2 is kind of starting the dimension in the journey of the minor arcana to the 10, and the 10 is the end. And the 10 of Pentacles, another reflection of the material world, home, family, relationship, career, our bodies, our community, the way that we want to be in society. That's all the happily ever after in the 10 of Pentacles. It's a firm footing, a strong structure built upon all the effort that you have been doing to get there. But it's because it's a crossing card, it's telling me that all the things that you built up has to have a new start. And I think some things really hurt you in that kind of journey. But I'll tell you this, Leo, it means that you still have a happily ever after. It just might need a spiritual adjust if you decide to stay with people in situations that cause this kind of seismic shift, or else you move on completely in a new way. And that's kind of where we're getting in the hang up here. I know you haven't made up your mind in certain things of what stays and what doesn't. Anything from relationship, home, family, career stuff, your body, the way you treat your health, all that, your attitude. And the reason why I'm saying that is because in the 7th card placement is a direct extension of the first card placement. It's the way that we're feeling about ourselves. And the 2 of Swords, it doesn't feel so groovy as the 2 of Pentacles, where we're making new starts. I have like this tool belt, a tool bench. I can make anything, right? I can make anything materialize in this world. And that's a Leo kind of specialty, because you've got that big heart combined with that big intellect. But the intellect gets kind of tangled up here in the 7th of the 2 of Swords. It's indecision. The swords are our identity, our intelligence. the way that we want to voice that intelligence identity. To the ancient tarot was really breaking off the authority figure in mythology, the patriarch kind of vibe, the way that we have to be archetypically and stereotypically way with friends and family and society. And it's like you had so much identity, you've been building it so up, but now you're kind of going backwards with whatever shook up your world, and you're like losing yourself in the midst of all this. Kind of like, don't get falling into a chasm, because that's not the purpose here. It's shaking you up to really feel like, in confidence, in self-esteem, and self-love too here, Leo. Give yourself a whole lot of that you can make the kind of decisions. Don't be afraid to move, or if something needs an adjustment, or I'll say this, or if you need to take a leadership role. You're very confident in that way. If you need to take the reins of any situation, do so, if that's what's going to be the salvation for those situations, okay? So don't undermine your own power and authority, because that's what the Two of Swords is reflecting here. And I'll guarantee it's blocking you from being able to move forward in new ideas or go get your wish, because you're listening to other people. I guarantee that Four of Cups, or those reflections of even past things. They say, oh, I told you this relationship was going to be a bust, or I knew that was going to do, or you did that. Whatever people, again, maybe have good intentions, but again, the decision making has to be with you, and that's the representation. It's not the gossip in the Four of Cups. It's the foundation that you've built upon. So don't be afraid to make decisions for yourself, not for everybody else, because you've earned it, all right? Because that's kind of the key to get out of the stranglehold and to get to the wish. And I can see how tired you are. In the fifth card placement card is the Nine of Wands. And that's just wrapping up an idea, again, now in the creative area of coming to new conclusions and new settings and new dimensions. It's coming out of rough seas, emotional chaos, emotional upheaval, as well as creative energy getting kind of extended in a lot of ways that you didn't think would be possible or necessary. And that's the Nine of Wands. Again, we're coming into the chapter of the 10. We're starting in a new direction, all right? And the key here to believing all this, let me hit on this before I hit on the Two of Cups and the Four. In the present state, because the 9 leads us to feeling tired, feeling depleted in our dreams and our ideas. And the thing about the 9 is, you got to remember, you already made one chapter happen. You wouldn't get to the 9 unless you did. And again, you're getting out to safe harbor now. You have to believe that. And the 10 is a reflection in the Wands too, that you have to move on, because we can't stay in a stagnant space, even if it's accolades or achievements that are holding us back. All this about is a new shift, and it's a new shift for you, for your betterment. But you're like taking on all the whether it's the responsibility, the negativity, all that kind of stuff, whatever it is you're taking it on to yourself in the 6th card placement of what's happening right now. It's a direct extension of the 10th of the outcome card in the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 is good luck in numerology and tarot, but there's always a conflict or some big to get over. And in the Pentacles, which mostly deals with money when I see this card, it's our reflection of accomplishment that we didn't do enough in home or family or relationship, or we could have done better, or we failed in other people's eyes. It's a real shame and embarrassment card. We could really be a bummer in our own dialogue, and that just kind of destructs everything else. It stops creativity. It stops movement. It's no wonder you're paralyzed in a space, and maybe kind of not thinking that you were doing the right thing. So this is not a judgment card, the 5 of Pentacles. And the ironic part is all the pentacles are right behind you if you just have a different perspective, right? You're coming out of the moon time. That's lesson time, right? It's shadowland. It's, trying to get your hands on stuff where you can't see it. It's also your intuition trying to get heightened, and your relationship with God. And that's at the end of the day of the 5 of Pentacles. It's a landscape that's really harsh, but it's because we're making it harsh. The way we're thinking about stuff, we're thinking about outcomes that maybe won't even ever come true. And I'm not saying don't be prepared or pragmatic, but it's more about the way we're feeling about a situation. We're embarrassed about it, and we can feel shameful. That's this hard kind of torn and tattered cloak. And in older decks, like right away, you'll see it as a church scene with light coming out of the stained glass, and that's a reflection here of the Pentacles. They're all right there. Hope and faith is right there. Sanctuary is right there. Okay, don't beat yourself up any way, shape, or form, Leo, because it's just going to be the bummer, because there's new stirring in that 9 of Cups of the Wish card. And when we get into the gut of the matter, the base of the matter, and the 10 card spread, but I like to say the gut feeling in that 4th card position is another reflection of new starts, like the 2 of Pentacles is the 2 of Cups. And that's the firm footing in the area of the heart. But it's self-love. It's self getting ignited, like in that crushed way for yourself and life, and maybe for your partners or your family and friends, and the whole kit and caboodle, your career. It's all getting a new stirring. And that's what you want in your gut. And that's what you definitely do wish for yourself. I guarantee it, because the wish card's at the top and this feeling that's stirring in your base. But don't think you can't have it. And it's no coincidence that it's sitting under the 10 of Pentacles. So if you're not getting enough emotional flow, you're not getting yourself equality or equal peer in the area of the heart, if you're not being respected or taken seriously with your voice and your identity and how to do things, especially in the area of family, and if it needs a refresh, and especially even too in work and area, oh, the whole kit and caboodle's on the table for you. And it's all about what you want to do. And I'll say some clues here too. We get it in the 8th card position, even though that it is how other people view you. Take that time with the Hermit. It's still your reading. It's a major arcana card. I often say retreat, refresh to restart. It's like a rejuvenation and a new beginning, but we need to back away. We need some isolation. So people are already seeing that you're kind of retreating because you need to, whether it's for healing, to get to the connection to God and the universe, so you can break that stranglehold and get to the good luck of the 5 and get that stirring of the heart here and the stirring of new creative energy in the area of the material world. It's so fabulous because that's when magic happens for a Leo. So take the time, my Leo friends, okay? Because this guy cuts away the BS so you can get to the truth. He's got a star-studded lantern in his hand, so he'll light your path. And all it has to be is one little paw at a time. It doesn't have to be a mad rush forward, okay? So take that out of your thinking as well, because that might be having this, because I should have accomplished this, or I should have done this, or well, I did all that, and now look what I am now, okay? So like stop, okay? Whatever it is, it's negative, pluck it out, replace it with positive. It's a real discipline that you need to do, because it all starts in the mindset. Because once we get that kind of garden cleared out of the weeds, we can start planting these babies in there, right? And we could go get that wish. And what's interesting here too in the 9th card placement is our hopes and fears, right? The duality of us, right? The Empress card. So another major arcana card sitting on top of her brother, the Hermit, who's a spiritual warrior to me. So that's how other people look at you. It's like, so back off if anyone needs to pluck a nerve with you or challenge you or try to engage you in non-productive way or positive encouragement. Just shut it down, okay? Because that's the power of the Empress. She's also a representation that you could take a seed and make it into an abundance of harvest. That's the kind of wheat fields. It's also blossoming beauty. It's the things that we really enjoy. It's also too, like in the Fool, during the major arcana journey, he starts off the major arcana and he gets equipped along the way. And the first person meets the magician, then he meets the emperor, those character, integrity, ethics. And the empress comes along and said, that's all fine and dandy, but you got to have heart. You got to have emotional flow represented by that. See the hills in the background? You can't let stuff get to you. Nothing's a big deal. This too shall pass, right? It's a reflection that you need nurturing as well, right? So take that time for self-care, self-conversation. That's really important, all right? That's going to come out of the extension of the Hermit. The Hermit wants to give you that nurturing vibe from God and the universe. So sit in that divine light. You are ruled by the sun, and it wants to shine on you to revitalize you, all right? And I'll say with the fear part, for those of you that feel like you're beating yourself up as a parent or a caregiver, don't, okay? Just cut that out, because that's a reflection always to me. That's a reminder that you are good, all those things. You excel in this area, so don't beat yourself up. Again, feeling shameful in any way in the material. And I'll also say this in the downside of the fear part. If you're feeling like you're mothering people that don't have a way of making new beginnings and it's stifling your ability to start new beginnings, you just take a look at that as well. If it needs an adjustment where your discipline and structure could be really beneficial for people like that, or again, if you need to move in new directions completely, that's all up to you. But again, it's all up to you, because that's, again, with that 10 card position, a lot of people have an input in this, all right? So whatever it is, you have to do it because you have to live it every day. So whatever that is, do you, okay? And we get bonus card of that validation that you should trust this as well, even though you might feel a little shaken to your core right now. I get it, Leo. It's been a tough turn on the wheel the last few months, especially. And the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is like Leo if she grew up to be a great leader in the material, a family, home, relationship, career, our bodies, abundancy, gratefulness, compassion, giving, the host of the world, right? She's Mama Earth, another reflection of the Empress, right? The queen is beautiful. See that lush landscape? She's sitting in the dark green here. I plant my light green sprouts for my abundance of today. She's got that big coin of money, and she's got that big fruit of abundance. Bring forth the vine that anything is possible in the material when it's sparked with heart and good intentions. And that's what you guys are all about. So don't underestimate your wishes, okay? And don't think that you don't deserve them. No judgment here. It's all about you going to get what you need and taking the time to define that, because that's the first step, okay? Let that flow for you, okay? So this is a good week if you just focus on the wish, not the other stuff, okay, that got you here, all right? So thank you for visiting the channel, and thank you for all of you that watch, and thank you for all of you that subscribe. I so appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you would consider doing so, because everyone's telling me I need to stress that to get into the YouTube algorithm, because we really want to spread the good news of tarot, that everyone could use it for their benefit, no matter who's pulling cards or if you're looking online. There's tons of stuff to always get the message, okay? And God will do that. So have a good one, you guys. You got this.